Welcome to your weekly podcast where we give you facts and feel-good conversations with phenomenal people. Now let's get right into it. I am completely honored to have this week's guest on my show. It is seriously something that I was trying to aspire towards because not only is she an inventor, but she is an all-around wonderful person. She's a family woman. She is aspiring towards greatness. She's giving back to her community. She's doing so many things that so many people wish they could do. And she's living it out day after day and working hard in every area of her life in the process. She's going into the fitness world now. She's trying to do a whole bunch of things that everybody is always saying that they're going after, right? It's our Instagram posts about, family and love and working hard and hustling. It's all of those things kind of wrapped up into one. And my next guest is kind of on her way towards that greatness. And if I do say so myself, she's achieving it every day. So Hipatia, the founder and creator of the Empanada Fork, which is kind of a big deal for me because not only do I love empanadas, but if you can come up with an efficient way to feed me empanadas at a greater speed, then you are my hero. So I just want you guys to listen to everything that she has to say, because to go from a place where you are risking potentially losing money for your family to thriving even more than you were in the first place, before you put money on the line and putting yourself out there as somebody who may not be a personality, quote unquote, public figure. I want you to listen to what she has to say and what has happened to her, how this whole thing happened to her. It was kind of serendipitous and all that. So she's going to get into all that. She's going to get into branding a product, how to expand on a product, how to get media for a product, and all of that stuff, which I think is great, both on the family side and on the super practical, super business side, which I love to talk about here. So without further ado, let's get right into the podcast and let's go right into Angel Rants. Hipatia, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really want to start talking from, I guess, before everything happened with the Empanada Fork, and kind of talk about the formative years. Was there any kind of, a view of, or I guess a foreshadowing of everything that was going to happen? Were you an entrepreneurial kid? Were you selling things as a kid, anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was definitely one of those. I always, since little, probably 5, but 12. But when I hit 12 years old, I think that's when I really knew that. Oh, I want to have my own business. I want to be my own boss. And my mom used to always say, "You can do that. You can do that. You have to go to school, but you can do that."
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was like well in the works.
Yeah, I just didn't know what.
Right.
But yeah, definitely was in the works. I actually thought it would be after I graduate, what my degree would be.
Right.
Because that's obviously why you get your degree, but it happened to not be. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's with a lot of entrepreneurs, like especially people who invent something or come up with a product. It's just a matter of what the product is going to be. They're always looking for something, even well into being kids. It's always like trying to find that one thing that they're going to be good at, but as soon as that hits, it's just like an explosion. You know? Like I have when I was a kid, I was maybe 5-6 years old, getting paid to draw Ninja Turtles characters for my friends. And then when I was in high school, kids were paying me to rip their jeans when the whole Hollister ripped jeans things first came out.
Funny.
So that whole idea of getting paid for art was always in my head. Is that kind of a similar thing for you, where you're always kind of like figuring out, all right, if I make this, I can get paid to make this for somebody?
I was more like I call it the cheating ways. I wanted to do things faster. Which with fork, for instance, right? Because they're pressing, and I'm like, oh, this is taking too long. This is too long. I'm very like go.
Okay.
Like, I don't, sit home and watch TV. as I used to back in the day, like when I was pregnant. That's the only, like, I'm one of those, like, I was bored home because I was on maternity leave, and I said, what else could I do? Let me get my realtor's license.
Right.
And I go to school, and I go, oh my God, okay, what else could I do? Like, I'm just like that.
There's I think it's a Steve Jobs quote that says, I'd rather have, and I'm not calling you lazy, okay, just for the record. But it's a Steve Jobs quote, so it's a compliment. It says, I'd rather hire the lazy person because they'll find a quicker way to do something difficult.
Yeah.
And I just kind of took that and I reposted it. I put me AF, which for the kids, they know what I mean. Me as. But I just find that so fascinating because it's about finding a quicker solution to something that's really problematic or really complex. And I think that's what inventors do. That's what people that make really simple solutions to things do. And if people that are listening don't know who we're talking to, is the person that created the Empanada Fork, which for me is a delight for my tummy because it's one of my favorite foods. And I think it's such an incredible thing. So can you talk to us a little bit about how that came to be?
Sure. It was the holiday season. Okay. So I my family, we usually host Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Mm-hmm. And empanadas are always on the menu. Mm. So it started off one year as, like, let's just say 25 for appetizers, grew to 50 because they're like, oh my gosh, you got to make your empanada. Not mine, Henry's, which is my husband. He's the cook in the family. Ironically, I don't cook.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Everybody gets like, really? And you invented a kitchen utensil? I'm like, yes. I said, I hated closing them.
Right. Which makes sense with the quote, you just don't cook, so you got to find a better solution.
Yes. And so it was just, we were making the empanadas around my dinner table, and it was three me and my kids, because they're old enough, and I made them always help out a little bit. And it was just me saying it, I'm gonna invent something to make this go faster. And my oldest, like, I'm sure it already exists. Right. So I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And then that night I actually just started Googling,
which is the first thought for every artist. It's like, this has to exist already.
Exactly. Right. So I sat on the idea for not like a week, just driving me crazy about it, thinking about it, and Googling names that I think, if it does exist, let me search for it. Right. So I'm like, I think it would be called this. I think it might be called this, maybe this, that. And things would pop up, but it'd be nothing of how I envisioned it. So the closest, and it's not a utensil thing, it's like some clam looking shape. Right. And
I call it a half sun. No, it's just like the half of the shape of a sun if you were to draw a sun.
Yes. So that's the only thing that was close to it, and I knew right away. I'm like, no, I need a stainless steel, hard, And so I took the idea after a week of thinking about it, and it was the holidays, so I decided to do like a family meeting at my house, and I said to my kids, okay, it's killing me, that's it. Like, I think I have to pursue this, but I also started calling lawyers, and the patent process is expensive. And even to get, it's so funny because, like, I'm not, I didn't know anything about lawyers, about what kind. So the funny part, I called like my first lawyers. I think I looked up in the not yellow pages, that's too old, in the Google thing when I was Googling. I think I called like a divorce lawyer. Oh wow! It was so funny. He was so nice, but he was like, no, like, they're called patent lawyers, and let me educate you. I'm like, go ahead, feel free to educate me. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know. I said, I thought even, law of, and they're like, no, yeah, just like accountants. He's like, there's all different types of specialties.
Wow. Okay, see, at least he was nice about it. Some people would,
he was, thank gosh. No, I have a lot of other stories of whenever afterwards that I got so many, like, not nice, like, kind of just giving you that, you really shouldn't be doing this. You kind of sound like you're dumb. But I'm just like, this is not my forte. Right. I'm like, I'm the first one to accept I don't know. Wow. Where some people will be like, oh no, like, I'm gonna know it. And I'm like, no, I'm a nerd by heart. I love to learn. That's why, like, when I meet other businesses, I'm genuinely interested in what they do. Wow. Because I feel like somehow I can help you, and I know you can help me somehow too. Because even if it's a word of mouth or something, it doesn't always have to be paper. Which I say, because that's another thing I learned about contracts. Heading with contracts, I got, like, it's just certain things that you don't know in the beginning, and you're just, yes, everybody wants to help you, and you're like, yeah, I want to sign this up for 3 months or whatever, and it doesn't work out. And then
and contracts can be very binding. Yes. Very much so.
But, so then once I did the family meeting, I told them that I wanted to pursue the patent process, and they just looked at me like, okay, Mom, so why are you telling me this? I said, because I said the Christmas money that I get for the holidays, I said I would have to use it. And I normally spend it on my kids, but one big present.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they still weren't getting it. So eventually I just said, broke, I'm like, look, you're getting no presents. If that, and he's just like, okay. I'm like, so what? Like, I'll get one from my tia, from abuelita, from from my other family.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, oh, thank gosh, I'm here. Like, so I think as a mom, you feel guilty spending money on yourself.
Right.
Point blank period. I don't know, like.
But it's that kind of difference between the immediate gratification as opposed to delayed gratification.
Yes.
Where this will ultimately be a lot better for my family in the long run.
Right. And like especially the little ones, they were just jumping up and down like I already became an inventor, because they're like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be cool? You'd be an inventor in the inventor's book. And I'm like, let's not jump the gun. And I was like, it's just an idea.
Right.
Said,
Maybe it's on the 4th page of Google. We
Yeah.
didn't see it yet.
But and that's how it basically started. And I visited a patent lawyer, and then he was very truthful. I visited 3, and I took the best one that I felt with my gut, not necessarily the cheapest or the highest. It's just whoever I felt got what I was saying when. And he basically told me, he's like, there's no guarantee you're going to get it, because somebody could have even be doing it now. In all the way,
right.
California,
Texas,
Texas,
kind of thing.
So I said, "Oh my goodness!" He was like, "So this is like a gamble?" And he's just like, "Yeah, that's how you should consider it, a gamble." He's like, "Because it's either going to happen or not." And I was just like, "Oh my goodness." He's like, think about it." And I said, "Okay." So then I just said, "You know what? I'll regret it.
Yeah.
I'm going to regret it. So let's just do it." And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Now the patent, unfortunately, usually takes a year or longer, because they're searching, they're doing whatever they have to do, I guess." And I said, really? I said, so for a year, I can't do... He's like, no, you can't do... What are you going to produce it? And if it exists? And I'm like, oh, yeah. I said, let's not. And he helped me with... he had a nephew who was an architect. And with his help, going back and forth through, the internet, it came to life on paper. I gave him what I thought it would look like, and then...
And so he developed the prototype.
Yeah, the drawings. He did the drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, the prototype, I had a plastic manufacturer do it for me for the first mold prototype in New Jersey, but it didn't work because the teeth weren't strong enough for the dough. Because I've learned even certain doughs are harder than others. Like if you make your own dough, it works great.
Right.
Goya, that's what I use. It works, good too. That's what I use it for. But then there's harder doughs that people are like, oh, it doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, what dough do you have? I'm like, oh, I said, that might be why. I said, but honestly, I said, I feel if you let the dough really be suavecito, softer,
right,
it does work. I said, I've been using it forever. And so they're like, oh, okay. And I said, and also people sometimes tell me about that it's too small, but it's a regular size. So like I keep saying Goya, but not intentionally, but they do a smaller size and a larger size of the discos.
Oh, I see.
So there's different sizes. So I said, okay, what size are you using? Oh, I'm using the large. I'm like, it's not meant for the large. And I'm sure it says there somewhere, but people, I'm like, oh my God,
right.
I want to buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's just an opportunity for another product, that's all.
Right, which is in the works now.
Right.
Because after that, finally, I feel like now this year it's starting to take off in the sense of getting it. It was in, won a contest on HSN.
Right.
Which
is
helped.
phenomenal. I saw that.
Yeah, which helped. And it also helped me as an individual grow, because just the fact they have to pitch in front of kind of like a Shark Tank sort of.
So how was that for you?
That was kind of mind-blowing and surreal and nerve-wracking, and that was the first time in my life I experienced anxiety. That's the truth, because they're like, oh my God, that's great, you look awesome, you killed it. I said, I honestly feel like when I was like, separated from the people before we went on, because people were like, oh, sorry. I'm like, no. Nobody talk to me right now. I said, I'm going next, please. I said, I'm having a moment.
I just need a Woostan moment. Yeah.
And then eventually I went on, and I had taken my sister to the HSN, and she's like, I don't know what happened to you. You became like that. I don't know, Beyonce, that Sasha, like you just became
Sasha Fierce.
Yeah. And I said, I felt like I was a different person. I was like, okay, boom.
Wow.
And everything went so great. I felt so comfortable that I even made one of the judges come out to where I was doing the demo to compare against me. I said, you take the fork. I go, I'll take the Empanada Fork. I go, and here's my time clock. They're like, ooh, like you're like. I said, let's see who does it faster. So, And then, I killed it by like more than half the time.
Wow.
It was, I think, a third at the time. Of course, I know how to do it really well.
Right.
So and I explained that to them. Let's just say it's half. So I said, no experience like you're doing. Me, especially us Spanish people, I said, we don't make 10, we don't make 20. We have large families. These are like hotcakes for us. Like a barbecue off your chicken wings. I was just, everything that came out of my tongue, we were like, yes, like I get it. I'm like, thank gosh. I was like, that's what it is. I said, they go so quick, so fast. People are like, oh my God, they're gone already? I'm like, yeah.
You have to make tray upon tray upon tray.
Yeah, and you hide them in the oven, pretend it's gone, and then I was like, oh, look, here comes more.
Wow.
Yeah, so it went really well, and I thought I did great. So I knew at that moment, I would hopefully get to the 5 semifinalists because it was 18 of us competing.
Oh, wow.
So we submitted the application, and then after we submitted the application, we were sent to Florida to pitch. Mm-hmm. So it was 18 of us, which was also very nerve-wracking. But I did so well that finally, once I got the call, I think I was at work. I started crying. They're like, "You made the top 5." I'm like, really? Are you sure? And they're like, "Yeah." I mean, are you sure? And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like I felt like I did it. At that moment, before I was like, I knew it. It felt so confident. So like, now you got to kill it at the end. I'm like, oh gosh. I was like, oh. And then my sister was just laughing. She's like, okay, now you have to learn how to control your nerves. I said, I do. I think I can. That's when I got into more fitness. I go at the gym. I go not necessarily because I want to lose weight, or it helps me with my stress a lot.
Ah, interesting. Yeah.
So that's why I do that. And so it's just ironic how sometimes an avenue will open up different avenues. Right. So now I have certain things I'm doing with fitness that I enjoy and I love also. So I'm trying to see, I want to make sure I focus also on my business. I don't want to
Right. Yeah, I do feel like being in business, especially the lifestyle it requires, will make you kind of focus on your fitness and make you kind of focus on yourself and your body and everything.
Yeah, because you feel I felt powerful.
Right.
Inside and outside. I'm like, wow, and they're like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, I finally feel like this happiness. Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, and everybody's like assuming after I just said that I'm this millionaire. And I just started cracking up and I'm like, no. I'm like, I was like, I could tell you how many they ordered. They didn't order that many. I said, but it was a good go amount, which I don't mind saying. They ordered on 600 units. Okay. But I said, it's just the fact that I did it, I conquered, just certain things that you as a person, I said, I had certain fear a little bit on television. Mm. To speak, no, not really. Right. But you have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
and then sometimes
the magnitude of it.
They have a time clock. I go, do you understand? You have to make sure you get everything across. And us women, we go off on tangents all which directions. I'll start talking about my kids or something. And I was like, don't talk about them. And, luckily I did it. I killed it. But I was like, whew.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a lot of practice. And trust me, my kids were like, okay, Mom, stop talking. Because I kept them, who wants to hear my speech? Everybody dashes off into the kitchen to the bathroom.
You were rehearsing your speech.
I was like, I'm like, Mom. She's like, come over. So I'm like, all right,
that's amazing. So was that the come up moment, or was there moments before that where you were getting noticed with the product? So from the moment that you kind of came up with it, you got the what's it called? You got it legally handled to the point where you patented, right? And to the point where you were on HSN. Was there moments between that where you were trying to get noticed with the product, or was that the first time that people had seen it?
And on the national level, that's the first time. Yeah. That's why now I feel like it's like a trickling effect. Okay. But before that, I started doing YouTube demonstrations. Because I started getting followers, which happened quickly. Because I tell everybody, they're like, how are you growing? I said, I swear to you, I said, if you type in empanada, I'm the top 3. Yeah. So they're like, what is in a fork? Empanada fork. They're just interested, and they'll follow me, and then right away they're like, oh, do you sell empanadas? And I'm like, no, this is what I am. I'm a utensil. I get calls all the time, like in the beginning, oh, hi, I want to order, 2 dozen. I'm like, really? 2 dozen utensils? I get so excited. And they're like, utensils? Is this a store? Like, I'm looking for empanadas. I'm like, yeah. They're like, isn't Empanada Fork an empanada store? And I'm like, for utensils. And I'm like, oh, I'm the Inventor. And then they even get more psyched out. They're like, oh, that's so cool. I'm here thinking you sell empanadas. And I'm like, yeah, everybody thinks that.
Well, maybe that's another opportunity. I don't know. Yeah. But that's just me, Maybe you need to come up with an empanada line too. But then what kind of empanadas would you make? Would you make, Argentinian empanadas or Puerto Rican empanadas? They're both delicious to me.
Yeah, I like them all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different varieties. But okay, so you get on HSN, you have this kind of massive national exposure. What happens next there? Is it a branding thing that happens? Do you shift the branding of it? Because the whole point that I kind of want to get across is that there's a process to getting your product to market. So is it branding? Do you go into stores after that? What to retail?
Well, before I got onto, like, say I made the semi-finalists, excuse me.
Okay.
So before they had told me what I had to, like, I came in with brown boxes and it just didn't look so nice.
Okay.
So like, okay, you made it so that you have to change the packaging. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, how am I going to do that? And I freaked kind of.
Yeah.
So then luckily I have somebody who I met at the Chamber of Commerce. Her name is Christina.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you know her.
No, not
She
yet.
also works from home. Print me a love note is what she does. Does it part-time. And I reached out to her and I said, I don't know, how fast can you? And she's just like, what? She's like, I need the box. So I had to like go to her house, give her the box, and luckily she's from in town too. And I was just like, I met her in New York City. It's like a long story on that one.
Wow.
It's just whoever's meant to be in your path is in your path, and
Big
I
time.
totally believe it.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, yeah, I could do it. And through her, now my boxes come in, they're white boxes. They have UPS. It looks so professional.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
I have the hang sleeves now. So that I had to do to be on the, like, those were the judges at that moment give you tips. You
Okay.
need to do ABC if
Okay.
you make it to the final things. I'm like, okay. And then I had to do it, and I did it. So it's when you're under the pressure, of course it can be done, but it's just like, that's when you're like, oh my gosh, all these like cards that I've saved, and I actually do, like, okay, these people do, social media, these people do PR, this is insurance if ever I get big, and I have, employees, like, I keep some that are, because some of them still, like, will email me every once in a while.
Right.
So they make more of an impact. So for some people might get annoyed by the emails, I actually don't.
Right.
I like to be like, oh my God, yeah, of course I remember you.
Wow.
Because you meet so many people that they're like, oh yeah, I met you, and I'm like,
And that's a good mentality to have, because as you're going through this whole process, it's very easy to be dismissive of everybody's kind of qualifications and everything, but there is real value to having just people in general.
Yeah. I think having that social connection is more than just going for the big company, so to speak. Like, I'll definitely now do my business with small businesses, which I probably wouldn't have done.
Oh wow.
Not thinking about it, just because I don't know, I just feel like, something, oh, that's a good brand, like, I'm just gonna go with them and pay and da-da-da, and I'm thinking, no, of course I want to give now the business to the small business.
Wow.
And I think it's now not because I am it, but I feel more, like, you want to give back.
Right.
However you can. And I think that's extremely important. That's why people always say, like, oh, I give my time back to when I go to Win Patterson, or when I graduate, and I try to speak if they ask me to, if it works. So I don't want to ever, like, blow up, or so to speak. Everybody thinks I'm a millionaire. Like I told you, I am not. Let's clarify that right now. But I'm in a place right now where I'm happy.
Right.
Okay, so because I had this invention, this is my 5th year, so it took so long that I thought I would be, like, I don't know, just in stores right away for some reason. And
that's a good point to bring up, because I think the length of the process is something that is always a misconception with people. People think that from here, if I start a business today, from here to a year, I should be making X amount of dollars. And it's such a misconception. Even with my own business, a lot of people are like, oh, how's business going? You started a year ago. Where you at? Yeah.
Right. I'm like, I think this year, hopefully this year I make money. But the other years, it took me forever to break even.
Right, especially with the product.
Mm-hmm. It's right back into...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now that's coming... So with the prize that I won from HSN was the overall social media favorite. I won it, and it was $5,000. So with the $5,000 right away, I said, I'm going to do the larger one. Because money, sometimes that stops you from doing many things.
Right.
So so I'm so, like, excited about to do that, because that's for the empanadas that are larger. So for instance, I'm getting contacted by chefs through LinkedIn who want it, but they want the larger size. So I'm like, oh my gosh, well, they're like, yeah, restaurants only do large. And I'm like, I didn't know that when I invented it.
That's true.
I'll
Cafe yesterday had some big empanadas.
Really?
And they were delicious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm on that. And but before that, I had gone for the big box stores. And that's why I think I had a lot of failures, you know, because they were either not interested or didn't get it. So for me, like, I get very, not anymore, but I used to get very, what's the word, you know, knocked down, I guess, when a store will say, I'm not interested.
Right.
Rather, send it to me, let me look at it. And then if you say I'm not interested, then I feel better.
Right.
Yeah, because that's kind of giving you a chance. The big stores are like, no. I'm like, why empanadas? And they're like, no, kind of like we're not getting it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm crossing over now to apple turnovers. You get it now? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, so I get upset, and I'm just like, but
yeah, there's a lot of that. And then you have to change the name to like something in English or something, which is unbelievable. But you know, I guess it's all about the market. You know, eventually the market will just say, hey, do you have an Empanada Fork? Do you have an Empanada? And they'll just keep asking, and then they're gonna need the order in their store.
Right.
What about direct to consumer? Have you thought about it?
I did that for the first 2 years. I did direct to consumer
on a website and everything.
On my website, I had done a website through GoDaddy at that time.
Okay.
GoDaddy, I did it. That was another process of learning. That's why I'm not computer. My son is a little computer much advanced than I am. So after 2 years of that, he had helped me, because I told him, I said, I mean, I'm shipping every day, but it's one.
Was that after
No, before.
Okay.
Way before HSN. I did the first 2 years, and sales were like we weren't so good at all. So that's when I started to try to go for the bigger stores, which most of them turned me down. But then I kept thinking like, who else? And then it hit me. How about online stores? So I started hitting Uncommon Goods, Bake Deco, boom, 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 tripling. You're like, yeah, we want to try it out. So my actually number one store that people don't realize that I sell out of the most, and I love the store, is Uncommon Goods.
Oh, wow.
UncommonGoods.com is based in New York.
Okay.
And they have unusual products, but they have the artist's story behind it.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's beyond perfect.
Yeah.
So it does really well there, and their feedback is great. Like, the reviews are awesome. And, you know, they're definitely my number one store. Like, for during the holidays, like, I'd be okay if I just have Uncommon Goods, kind of.
Right.
So, but we'll see, because now I used to sell out of Chef Central in Paramus.
Okay.
And then it closed down.
Yeah.
And they're reopening now in a Bed Bath. Still,
really?
people don't know about that. I'm sharing that news
exclusively on Angel Rants. Beautiful.
So a Bed Bath is opening up in October of this year, I believe. I'm not sure the location because I have the address home, but they called me and they wanted me to be one of the products to be in that. So they told me, they're like, this is a huge, plus. Wow. Because now Bed Bath will see it whether they want it to or not, because it's in their store. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly.
Bed Bath, one of the people that denied you?
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Just right to the jaw.
I'm like, let me know when it's there, because I'd be like, making sure I'll go there. I'm like, what is this? I'll take it. Oh my god, I just can't wait. We'll see.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, this is amazing. I usually like to do a couple quick fire questions with people that are just like this or that, and they're usually kind of off topic and random.
Okay.
And I just like to see how people answer.
Yeah.
So I thought of a couple. They're kind of in your sphere.
Okay.
And let's see how you do.
Okay.
Okay. Mofongo or pernil? Mofongo. Why?
I like pernil, but I'm starting to slowly get off not liking red meat that much. So it's like a personal choice, I guess.
Yeah.
I still like it, but I don't oh my gosh, like before.
Okay. CrossFit or cardio?
Definitely CrossFit. I mean, I don't do CrossFit. I do like a combination of it, because I'm one of those. I follow, my trainer is somebody I follow.
Right.
And she works her whole body every day, as opposed to, so it's kind of like CrossFit.
Right.
I'll say CrossFit.
So it's like one of those, I forget what they're called, the high intensity training?
Yeah, something like that.
There's a guy around the corner that I met yesterday who runs a gym who does the high intensity stuff. So
Really?
I'm gonna try it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Just
I'm
know
gonna
everything's
die.
gonna hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be sore. You can't walk, but as long as you know, and mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah, I'm excited to just like push myself to that limit because it's gonna be. I used to do a lot of athletic stuff, but now just the fear of like having to get back to that level, that's what really bothers me.
Oh.
But let's see. Now, okay. Have you ever tried Peruvian food? I'm Peruvian.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ceviche or jalea?
Ceviche.
Oh man, that's my stuff right there. Okay, and this is the one question I ask everybody. It's kind of silly, but bear with me. Drake or Shakespeare?
Drake.
Drake. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
My son, I have teen sons, so I pretty much.
Oh
He's
no.
a Drake.
This whole interview is over.
I mean, I like Shakespeare, but yeah,
No,
it's
don't
over.
apologize. Oh gosh. All right.
You could throw another one and make you feel better.
I wouldn't even know what to say. Okay, Romeo Santos or Mark Anthony.
Definitely Mark Anthony.
Thank you.
Definitely Mark Anthony.
Okay. Hipatia, I'm going to say your name properly.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much. It's been seriously an honor to learn from you, to be able to talk with you, and thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Angel.
Where can we find you online?
Online, you can find me at empanadafork.com.
Okay.
I'll spell it. www.empanadafork.com.
Okay.
And social media, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, which is the three that I mostly use, and that's Empanada Fork.
Okay.
Together.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. So it's all consistent.
Yeah, it's all consistent, and please just send me a note.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that I do respond. It might take me, a day, but I do respond.
And I can attest to that. She does respond.
Yeah,
I definitely do. And okay, what's your thought that you want to leave people with?
My thoughts that I want to leave people with on a serious note, by doing the whole becoming an inventor is a great thing. I try to do a lot of also women empowerment things. I think that's where I met you, right? Correct?
No.
Was it regular business?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't
Okay.
think I would have been at a woman.
No, there's a lot of men that go. I mean, you'd be surprised. And anyway, so I really want to encourage other women to try to invent. I think women have ideas all the time, and I think it's great for the percentage of inventors go up because we're only 7%. I mean, no, Latinas is 0.1, not even. Women is 7%.
Wow.
Which is very sad, yeah, and having this kind. So that, I always want to encourage people to invent, to just try it, to take the risk. We take risks on other things. Take the risk and become an inventor.
You heard it here. Thank you so much for listening to Angel Rants.
Wherever I go, I feel like I'm a ship in a bottle. Yeah, like a ship in a bottle. Like a ship in a bottle. Like a ship in a bottle. Yeah. I'm tired of being scrutinized.